Childhood trauma. What comes to mind when you think about childhood trauma?
When I think about childhood trauma, I think about my mom being a single mom of 9 kids. And like as an adult, it's a lot easier to understand now. But as a kid, you're like, what the f is going on? Why don't I got this? Why don't I have
Yo,
that? I want this. I want that.
so good.
And as an adult, like me and my mom is like this now. Cause I give her grace. I
So
know
good.
she had her. We the youngest. She had her last kid at 26. I would not even be able to function with 9 kids at 26 years old in this life. So her to be able to even wake up every day is something. So I be giving her a little grace. But the childhood trauma really just starts with like when going without type stuff, and then you be like a little angry at your folks about not
Ooh,
having stuff, and it's on you to decide like what that anger gonna do for you though.
so good, so good.
So like what I wanted to do, and I had shout out to Sleeve, she's a good teacher. My teachers in a year early age, they really like seen in me something that I didn't see myself.
Ooh,
I would like miss school a lot, and like my teacher would have like a packet wait for me. Like, listen, I know you miss school for whatever reason, but here's what you need to do to get a A.
so good.
And they really, really invested in me. They seen something I didn't see. Like I had a middle school teacher that brought me a camcorder, a
Wow.
digital camera, just because they knew we was into like just I don't know what she thought we was into, but now it makes sense, being where I'm at now. But I don't know. I think just really just being without or keeping up with the Joneses type stuff,
So good.
and I lost my mom was doing what she was doing. I lost my grandma a little early in life, where before she she died, she was the crutch to my mom.
So good.
So whatever she didn't do, my grandma would do. So once she died, it was like, what the hell are we gonna do from here? So I think my trauma really start with losing people. I really lost a lot of people in my life. My brother, my nephew, my grandma. So if you know me, that's why Teller E exists to this day. Like Teller E, the E and Teller E is my brother Edward. So I just be trying to stand up for like what I lost type shit. So
So
like
good. Now, with death, how do you handle death? Because my thing is, with me, grief just has no time limit. Because, I'm 37 right now. I lost my mom when I was 16. So it's just like, how do you deal with grief? Me, I have my days, but it's just like I need to be around my friends, my family, that, feel my love tank up. But then it's just like, at the end of the day, you got to be alone. Like, you can be with your family and everything, but at the end of the day, what do they say? The day got to end. So when that day ends, what do you do to channel to bring yourself back?
um I just really that's a good question because right now I'm really dealing with grief. I told you I lost somebody early in the
And
year.
that's the lady from the center,
So yeah, yeah, and if
yo,
you know me well enough, then you
she
know
was your basketball coach.
she was a lot more than a basketball coach.
Hmm.
She was a teacher.
I love her because she was at the Cherry Pier and was the only
She was a
black
teacher. I didn't want to
black.
cut you off, but
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
like, I'm sorry, I'm like, she was a lot. Like, she was, and I don't want to even go into it because I'm gonna get a little emotional. But I think life got a funny way of humbling you, and unfortunately, me and her wasn't speaking when she died.
Woo! Let's talk about that real quick. A
Um,
little deep.
a little bit, but because if you know us or you know her, then you know when before we started talking, we were this. You wouldn't see me without her. You wouldn't see her without me. But life just be life, and as a grown adult, I'm just thinking like we got time,
Mm, mm.
and we don't be having time, child.
No, real shit, for real.
When God wants you to do something, do it or not. But don't be mad when you can't do it because right now
Woo!
I'm like I should have, I could have, but ain't nothing besides talk to a fucking. I'm sorry, to a cloud.
No, yeah, for real.
But I'm really bad with grief. I'm not gonna lie. I'm bad with grief, but people won't know that because I'm nonchalant. I think I'm good with hiding it, but I'm not really good with like. I think I'm good with grief because I want to memorize and like moralize them people, but like letting go is the hard part.
So good. Being from Philly and, being as though like you, not saying that you have an image to upkeep, but how do you channel your energy with your emotions? Because it's just like, we feel like we gotta be strong. We gotta be strong black women in this world. How do you challenge that? How do you challenge that energy to sometimes, wanting to cry and, feel down and have a second to be depressed? Like, how do you get back grounded?
How do I get back grounded? I get back grounded by really just allowing myself to feel like.
So good.
At some point, like I said, you can't run from it for so long. But I think letting myself feel and be like, this is where I'm going, and this is where I need to go, is really the key to like feeling connected or feeling like you can still exist in a city where there's so much stuff going on. So, really just knowing yourself. It really start with just being grounded in yourself, knowing what you want, knowing what you stand for, knowing where you want to get to, knowing like your type of people. I think that's where really the key is. Like, I don't want to associate with people that's like tearing our city up.
So good.
I want to be with somebody like Monty or Sleaze that's really an ambassador for the city, or putting on for the city, want us to show the better part of the city that we really grew up in. And right now, the city like is just divided. I think the young niggas just need to go ahead and just have the city for real. Just let us move somewhere and we can just do us, and y'all can have this little section of the city. But
let's talk. Yeah, I don't even mean to cut you off because how? Like when I'm talking about Balenciagas, Prada, standing in front of the train station, smoking weed, cursing, like, how do we lose this generation? And I can't wait to talk to Sleaze because she actually has her feet on land with kids. How is this generation like this? How? And I don't want to hear the pandemic. I don't want to hear the PPA. I want to hear.
Because we was really in it when Sleaze, you might can attest to this. We were in it where they was cutting back. They closed all of our schools.
Woo!
So where we was in it where they had to. I was in a high school where I had to go to school with Blumberg. I went to school with Blumberg, Comtech, that's Southwest. Went to school with William Penn. So them cutting back of our school and our expenditures and all that, whatever they was doing, and making bars into Bach. It was Bach. They got closed down. They want to make it to a bar. That really affected what we're going at. Because, like, the people that is beefing to these days, they would never even came across each other if they never had to go to the same schools.
So good.
Why is Southwest beefing with North Philly? They would never even cross paths if they had to go to Ben Franklin. It starts with our policies, bro. Y'all do better, and we'll do better.
No, for real.
When the superintendent stole all that money and then she went down south and then died, see how much she stole? Like $100 million, and closed all the schools, and then went down south and had a heart attack. And want to know why was going on crazy in the city? Is that we closed all our schools. So the kids, we can't have no after school programs.
Yeah, yo, that pisses me off because it's like I'm on a train and I see kids that's 9 and 10 on the train, and I'm just like, where are the local, like, where are the yellow buses at? Where are the yellow buses at? I don't really think it's safe. And then it's just like I can't judge the parents because they at work. They at work trying to make a living to keep a shelter over their kids' head. It's just like we got to figure it out.
That's
we really
level.
got that. Like that's my thing. My thing is like I really want to.
It's the
have a recreational center for the kids, like, because there's nothing for them to do but be outside and be running the fucking streets.
It's the government. It's the policies. It's what we
Sherelle Parker, what's up?
We invest in our communities. Good? Like, open all that beverage tax, the beverage tax where I got to pay $3 for a soda. Where is that going to? I don't know.
No, seriously. Like,
where is that opening up? I don't see no difference. I've been
76ers being at the Center City. Like, my thing is they could have used that for the kids. They could have used that money for the kids. Like, what is going
Sixers
on
going
with the
to
generation?
Chinatown was
no,
out of pocket.
Crazy. Y'all know I love my Davids and my
Davis
$12.99
Davis had a roach in that. Davis be nasty. I'm not gonna lie.
Aw.
Yeah. Davis definitely fried a roach to somebody chicken, but
Well, that's I don't get the chicken. I get the shrimps.
it's in the grease, not the chicken, yo.
Oh man.
I don't know. It's a city. You just gotta put the money put your money where your mouth is. You want people to be out of the streets. Make programs where I want to be out of the streets. I was able to be out of the streets because I had programs to go to. I went to HRTT. That's why I'm a director of housekeeping, because when I was a kid I could intern in the summertime and go to hotels and work for a hotel. That's not around no more. So the surface level is where the parents at, that's surface level. Think bigger. The bigger picture is people was hired to make sure we're safe. People was hired to make sure we got a good education. People was hired to make sure our kids is good to and from school. They're not doing their job. So be mad at them, not the parents. And you can make sure that they being held accountable, but like that's surface level type stuff. Like there's so much they can do. We all in the same system. We all needing stuff. We all trying to make do with what we got. So Mayor Sherelle Parker, stop worrying about my tickets and my
smoking
stickers.
Outside. No, smoking outside. $100 ticket, dog. I got a $100 ticket.
Can I get an after school program for my nephew, bro?
So good, so good. What's your final words? What you got to tell the people?
My final words is created for the hood by the hood.
Holla.